Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and today I really just want to talk about the roller coaster that is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know what I'm going to title this video. I have a couple of titles in my mind, but really I just wanted to talk about the inconsistency, the ups and the downs of not just this season, but really the past couple of seasons, okay? And really what inspired this video is I saw a great tweet from Greg Allman of Fox Sports. You guys know, love Greg here on the channel. He does a lot of great stuff. And I'm just going to read the tweet here real quick. From Alman. It says, here's the thing, the Bucs are an uneven team. They've beaten the Lions, Eagles, and Commanders, three of the best teams in the NFC. I agree with that. Plus the Chargers. Three of those are by 17 or more points to show what they're capable of. They've also taken four close losses to middling teams. Both the Falcons games, 49ers, and the Cowboys by 3 each. Could have won all four, but also actively didn't. First Carolina game was close to a loss and needed overtime to win, so it shows a vulnerability against lesser opponents. Only 4 games out of their 15 have been against teams with less than 6 wins, and they're 4-0 in those, and these last 2 are 2 more of those. So that would be a good indication, by the way, that the Bucs can win their last 2 games. If they play as they've played, they'll be 10-7, which is better than most expected. But when you beat Detroit, Philadelphia, Washington in the first month, you reset those expectations higher, and they've fallen short of that. I do agree with that. If they make the playoffs, especially if they win a 4th straight division title, it's a win. They just need to help pull now to they just need help now to pull that off. And yes, the Buccaneers do need help. If the Atlanta Falcons win their last 2 games, the Bucs don't get in, or I believe it's very much up in the air if they do get in. They wouldn't get in by winning the NFC South. But to look at the inconsistencies here, Greg is right. This is a team that, yes, beat Washington, beat Detroit, beat Philadelphia in the first month of the season. That is so impressive. Then that team lost 5 of their next 6 games to drop to 4-6 before a Week 11 bye week. Then they won 4 straight, beating teams like the Giants, Panthers, Raiders, and an impressive win against the Chargers. And then they have a loss against the Dallas Cowboys. So the inconsistencies here are incredible, and I feel like that has really been the defining chunk of what the past couple of years have been for the Bucs. Because last year, folks, remember, the Bucs were in a very similar situation. 9-8 last year. Here's this. Went 3-1 to start the year. The exact same thing that they did this year, they did last year. They started off 3-1. Then what happened? They lost 4 straight. In fact, they lost 6 out of their next 7 games. After that, they won 4 straight. Then they had a loss. Then they had another win to finish 9-8. So, like, it is an eerily similar how close this year is to last year. So they are consistently inconsistent. Let's say that. They are consistently inconsistent. Even going back to Todd Bowles' first year, and the Bucs' first year with him under the helm in 2022, you win 2, lose 2. Win 1, lose 3. Win 2, lose 1. You're 5-6 by week 12, by the way. Win 1, lose 2. Win 2, lose 1. 8-9, right? Just this team in their current makeup, in their current era, let's say the past 3 years, has not been able to be a team that can consistently assert themselves as an upper echelon type of team. Right? It feels like the Bucs have been just floating kind of in that above average ether the past couple of years. And is that good enough? Right? Is that good enough? I mean, Greg Allman said, if they win a 4th straight division title, it's a win. That's a big if, right? That's a big if. And I remember I did a poll. I asked you guys, do you consider the Todd Bowles era a success, right? And right now, with 638 votes, 60% say no. And I understand both sides of the argument. I do. 4 straight division titles is very impressive. It is. Any way you slice it, or 3 straight. Let's just look at the Todd Bowles era, right? In the current makeup of the Bucs, 3 straight division titles 3 playoff trips, potentially a third, I guess I should say, 2 playoff trips in 2 years, with possibly a third on the way, and possibly a third straight division title on the way, on paper, sounds good, right? And I understand that. I understand that that is impressive. But I think what makes it so much more maddening and makes these conversations of, well, what's going on with Liam Cohen? I don't know. What's going on with Dave Canales last year? I don't know. Pretty good. Next head coach. What makes these conversations possible is the inconsistency, right, of this team as a whole. Is the fact that, oh man, they've won, 4 out of the last 5 games, but then they lost 5 out of 6 games earlier in the season, right? It's that type of inconsistency where it just makes you want to rip your hair out, right? And yes, while playoffs are good, right? Of course, you always want to support your team going to the playoffs. And I think it's a good thing if you go to the playoffs every year, okay? It's a good thing if you win the division every year. I think what is very clear, though, is that this team has a ceiling. And this team has a identity. And they are identifiably inconsistent, okay? And the ceiling is inconsistency, right? And I don't know how a lot of people feel. I don't know what, in terms of what, and this isn't even like a Todd Bowles thing. We're just talking about the inconsistencies of the Bucs right now. It feels like this team is, you just wait for the bottom to fall out, right? This team doesn't instill a ton of long-term confidence to say, yeah, this team can win 11, 12 games based on the evidence that we have of all the inconsistency with the current regime, with the current makeup of the team, where they need 2 years in a row 4-game win streak stretches where to have a chance, because they were 4-6 a little over midseason this year. They were 4-7 a little over midseason last year. So it's just not a long-term sustainable thing right now, right? That's the way I view it. It's not a long-term sustainable formula. This lose 5, but then go and win 5, right? That's just not a sustainable thing, in my opinion, okay? And it just makes it that much more baffling. The inconsistencies, the ups, the downs. And we just saw that yet again versus the Cowboys. We just saw that. So it's interesting, man. It's just interesting. What do you guys think? I just wanted to make this video to say, like, I just, it's baffling to me, right? The inconsistency of this football team. It's baffling, but also it's like, okay, we've had 3 years of evidence now, right, of inconsistency. And in my opinion, yes, making the playoffs, yes, winning the division, but it still feels like this team is just hovering in the above average ether. And in my opinion, I don't know if that's, I don't necessarily believe that's good enough for long-term sustainable success. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. Merry Christmas to everybody. This is being filmed and uploaded on Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. I probably will have a video coming out on Christmas, so hopefully you guys all have a good holiday. And yeah, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now. Go Bucs.